Hi everybody, Brent Jones, New Home Source Realty. How are you? Hope all is going well. Thought we'd chat real quick about this seller's market that we're in, and you have a house that you want to sell and you're thinking, since the market is so good, maybe you'll just sell it yourself. Maybe you'll just do a for sale by owner versus listing it with a realtor. So let's talk about the pros and cons of both of those. So let's chat about it. First, before we get into it, click notifications, follow me, like this video, and leave a comment. So we are in a ridiculous seller's market. Everything is supply and demand, as we've talked about, and the supply of houses is low. Now, that's going to change. The government forbearance that we've talked about in other videos, that's coming to an end. And when that happens, there's going to be a lot of investors that are tired of being landlords, and they're going to fix their houses up and put them on the market to sell. They're done. And there's going to be a lot of homeowners that are upside down. They haven't made a mortgage payment in over a year, and they're $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 upside down, which they don't have. And they're going to need to sell their house to get the equity out of it. So there's going to be houses. By the way, I was at a new construction meeting today, and new construction has had its issues in the last few months, but those are getting ironed out too. So new construction's there's going to be a lot of new houses on the market too. They've been having labor problems and supply problems, brick and windows and lumber. Those are getting worked out. So there's going to be a lot of new homes available as well. So if you're going to sell your house, you need to be striking while the iron is hot. So you would want to put your house on the market. The question is, would you want to sell it for sale by owner, or would you want to get a realtor? Now, I am a realtor. Been doing this for 30 years, so I'm a little bit biased. My opinion is going to be you ought to get a realtor to help you with this. And let's just talk about the pros and cons. So you're going to sell your house. You're thinking about selling your house for sale by owner. Think about what all that encompasses. So you're going to list it on some websites like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. I know there are some for sale by owner websites. Maybe Zillow might be able to help you with that some too, but you're not going to get the mass exposure that you would get if you were to put it on the MLS. That's just the facts. Excuse me. So just the whole coordinating showings and who you're going to let in your house and how you're going to have a lockbox on your house and who you're going to give that combination out to. And I mean, that whole thing is going to be skewed because you don't have a realtor gatekeeping and guarding and policing who does and doesn't have access to your house. So that's a whole can of worms right there. Then let's say you get an offer. How do you really know if it's a good offer? Now, the state of Texas, TREC approved contract has 23 paragraphs in it. 23 paragraphs. And there's multiple issues per paragraph. And you're going to sign this legally binding contract and you have no representation on your side at all. You think that's a good idea. And you're doing all this just to save a few bucks, right? 23 paragraphs with multiple issues per paragraph, which could all come back to bite you. You would be legally obligated to anything and everything that you sign in that contract. So it's more than just what are they offering and when can they close. There's a lot of gotchas built into the contract that you need to be careful of. You would want to do this because you don't want to pay a realtor fee. I'm not going to discount realtor fees. Whoever your realtor is, perhaps they would be negotiable on their fees. But in my opinion, and again, I'm a little bit biased, I'm a realtor, you should seriously consider listing your house. There's so many things that we realtors do for our sellers that it's even hard to even put a price on. So, and then you get a contract, and once you get a contract, now here we go. Now you're going to read all 23 paragraphs, and you're going to understand what you're obligating yourself to. What are they putting down? Do they even have a pre-approval letter? Did you even know to ask for a pre-approval letter? Or if they're paying cash, did you know to even ask for a proof of funds letter? Did you call and verify the proof of funds letter or the pre-approval letter? If you didn't, your realtor would have done all that had you not sold it yourself. You've got the amount that they're going to put down. How do you know that's the correct amount, the down payment that they put in the contract? The earnest money, how do you know the amount of earnest money that they're offering is correct? Well, how long is the option period? Is it 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days? How do you know what is a normal option period? And they're going to use that option period to do what? to have your house inspected. Do you have to consent to the inspection? Yes. How does that whole inspection get coordinated? And then once there's an inspection and their seller comes back to you with repairs, are you supposed to fix anything and everything they ask for? If you had a realtor helping you, you would know the answer to these questions about what's correct and what's not. And again, you're going to do all this to save a few bucks. What if the house doesn't appraise? What happens then? Depending on what kind of loan they're getting, could they now back out of the contract? Yes or no, if the house doesn't appraise? Do you know the answer to that question? Does that change depending on what kind of loan the buyer has? And again, I think we're back. We had a little pause here. The house, our house, we have the crummiest internet. I'm not going to say anything about AT&T. I didn't say it, but we got the crummiest internet. So anyway, we're back up and running. We were talking about repairs. Are you supposed to fix whatever they ask for? How do you know? We talked about earnest money. Is the amount the earnest money they're going to put down, is that the correct amount? How do you know? The earnest money and the option fee, where does that go? Does that go to you, the seller? Where does that go? Is a personal check okay? Do they write one check? Do they write two checks? Again, where does it go? Who is it made payable to? Who gets to hold on to that money? Under what circumstances would you as a seller get to keep the option fee or the earnest money? You know the answers to any of those questions? We talked about how long is the option fee? What's a normal option fee time period in this market? What if they ask for help with closing costs? What if they ask for a home warranty? They shouldn't be asking for any of that kind of stuff in this seller's market, but you don't know. Should you pay for a home warranty for these buyers? How much is normal for a home warranty? Does that home warranty vary if you have a septic system or a swimming pool or an outbuilding? How much should you pay? Should you even pay anything at all? Should they even be asking for it? What happens if you miss your closing date? What happens then? Does that null and void the contract? You're no longer under contract? If you miss your closing date, do you have to do up an amendment to reinstate the contract? If they miss the closing date, are you now free as the seller to go now entertain other offers? What happens? A contingency. What if you get an offer and they have a contingency? Contingency typically means they have a house to sell. Would you accept a contingent offer? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? So what that means is they have to sell their house before they can buy your house. Well, what if they have a contract on their house and that contract falls through? Now they can't buy your house. What happens in all those circumstances? So you've gotten quote unquote married to these folks for the last several weeks. You're, I don't know, a week to 10 days away from closing, and now you find out they can't buy your house. Think of all the potential buyers that you've missed. Should you have ever even accepted a contingency offer in the first place? A lot of moving parts going on here. Like I said, there's 23 different paragraphs. Should you sell your house for sale by owner? And again, I'm biased. This is America. You can sell your house for sale by owner if you want to, but my opinion is you need a professional. Buying and selling a house is one of the biggest major events that you're going to have in your life. Would you go to court without a lawyer? Why would you enter the purchasing a home or selling a home with no professional help, with no one looking out for your best interests, for no one helping you navigate all the landmines that come involved? And by the way, when you execute a contract, you put your house on the market, you've got a contract, you accept it, bam, you have an executed contract. Guess what? The problems don't end there. That's when the problems start. There is a multitude of different ways and different reasons why a contract can blow up before it gets to closing table. So if you had a realtor, your realtor would have the experience to be able to navigate around all of those landmines and get you to where you want to be, which is the closing table. So for sale by owner, it's America. Do what you want. My advice would be go get a realtor. And I am a realtor, been doing this for 30 years. I'm happy to help. I've been in the DFW area for all that time. I know the area very well. I know the market very well. I'd love to be able to help you. Be loved to be able to come out, take a look at your house. Let's just walk around, chat. I'm not a high pressure kind of guy. Just let's see if I can help you. So anything that I can do to be of help, feel free to call, text, email, Facebook message me, whatever means of communication you would like. Brent Jones, New Home Source Realty, 214-649-4528. Have a great day. Bye-bye.